Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and we've got a new toy. Man toy. This comes to you by AEA Northeast, and let's see what's in it. Alright, been waiting for a few days for this one. Let's see here. They really got this thing packed up. I try to keep these boxes open, or keep them so that they're not messed up, just in case I need to send it back or something like that, or send something else back. So we try to keep this box in good shape. I always enjoy looking inside and seeing AEA. And I really like these black boxes they come in. This will make my third black box. My Challenger, my Element, which if this one here turns out well, I'm probably going to have to send the Element back. I can't pay for both of them, so I like to keep them both, but you know, that's what it is. You make a deal with somebody, you got to stick with it. So if this one here is, let's see how this comes open here. Well, oh, this side. I really like these boxes. These boxes are actually just as cool as what's in them. All right. Are we ready? Let me turn that around. I don't want to hit my drone and break the... Oh, he even sent me 2 scopes. I thought he sent me 1. Alright. So he sent me a 3x9x40 True Hunter Classic Rifle Scope, 1-inch tube, mil-dot reticle, UTG. Also, you got the flip caps. And we won't go into details of that, but we're going to be doing a review on this as well. Alright, then he sent exact Diablo 30 cal pellets and some styrofoam. And I don't like that. I tell you, man, UPS is awfully rough on our stuff, man. You know, if we was to sue them every time they did something bad to our stuff, they'd probably quit that shit. Now this one here, from what I understand, is used. It's a Sea Life, which is what I have on every single one of my rifles. They don't exactly say Sea Life on every single one of them. I think maybe 2 of mine say Sea Life on it right here, and the rest of them say Penty and Westlake. But they're all exactly the same scope. Same scope as this one, identical. I've got a sunshade for this, so that'll work. We're going to do a review on that. Alright, so now I always keep my scope boxes. I've probably got 15 scope boxes. I don't throw away none of my scope boxes. In case I want to sell one or trade with somebody, I've got a box to send it in that it came in. So we'll set that aside. Alright, now we'll go ahead and get this box out, the smaller box, and move this one out of the way so we have more room. Alright. Ready? Drum roll. Oh, ain't she pretty? Yeah, it's a she. He sent me some scope mount Picatinny to dovetail, which I already had 2 packs sitting up there, so they'll go up here with the other ones. Because I've got a set of dovetail. Alright, it comes with the fill probe. Two magazines. Which is awesome. And then it's got a buttstock, which I'm probably not going to be using this buttstock. I'm going to be using the one on my Element, because when I send my Element back, I'm going to send it back with the original stock that came with it. So this one here will be used for something else. Maybe if I build a gun in the future, a stock in the future, I can use that. And here is the meat and taters. What's this? Something in that? No, it's just a blank. Alright, I think we've got that emptied. So we'll set that aside. And blow the styrofoam out of it. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put that stock on there. And the stock just screws in. Just like so. Alright, I think that's about where we want it. And then you tighten up your, now they should have a spanner wrench for these. And one day I'm going to build one spanner wrench. And fire and safety is backwards. Come on. You got your power adjustment. Sure wish that safety was not backwards. Safe is forward. That's not right. Forward is fire. Alright. I don't think you can get this in safe without it being cocked, which is going to be another issue for me, but that's personal preference. The tank measures 51 millimeters, so I've been told. And I was watching the video last night with Ben and Pete showing this, and they were getting somewhere around 644 to 680 feet per second. We're going to do some numbers, and we're going to see how this thing performs. I kind of think that's weird, a 10-inch barrel. I don't see how you're going to get out there at 100 yards with a 10-inch barrel. I think that we're going to probably find out that 50 yards is going to be stretching it. But we're going to see. We're not going to let my mouth run off with my thoughts. We're going to do my thoughts and let them run away with my mouth. You got your power adjustment here, and I think it's kind of odd that max is in the middle of the adjustment. You have your fill probe that goes down here in the bottom, and let's go ahead and take that out. And you got 4 extra O-rings plus the 2 that's already on it. I don't like these fill probes. Hate them. Despise them, even. It'd be cool if there was a way, but I don't see that. It's not going to happen. It's going to have to be a fill probe. I was thinking before I got it that if this had enough room around it, that I could thread that and put a regular fill Foster in it, but it's too close to the gauge and too close to the trigger guard, so we're going to have to stick with the fill probe. So that's where the fill probe goes. And you're seeing this gun for the first time just like I am. From Bison anyway. And he wants me to build a Picatinny band to put on this. And yes, it needs one. And he wants me to build a new knob for the cocking knob. So we're going to try to do that also. To be quite honest with you, the knobs should be made out of aluminum. These are plastic. Yep. But I'm going to make mine out of aluminum, just like I did my Challenger. I'll show you that. This is mine. I made it out of aluminum. And I think I have another gun coming that just happened to come my way last night. I got an email from Eric, and he asked me if I was interested in trading a barrel train for the Challenger and a shot tray and a Widowmaker for a Sig Sauer semi-automatic or automatic, I don't remember, I think it's automatic, CO2 MCP or MCX. I'll put the link to that in the description so you can see what it is, and I'll show you some pictures right now. Brand new, still in the box. He wants to trade me that for the train suppressor and shot tray. And I thought, well, why not? Let me just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to be getting that coming in, so look for that review coming up. Got the stock here is a little loose around that, but once you get this thing set where you want, you just tighten up that set screw right there, as far as I'm concerned. Well, this one don't have a set screw in it. My other one does. Let me get my magnifying glass here. And that thing eludes me every time I turn around. Oh, wow. Let's look at this again. Should be a set screw in there. And I can't see because of the sun. Yeah, there ain't no set screw in this one. Gonna have to be one put in it, because I can't handle that looseness. Yeah, I don't like that looseness. When you're in the woods, you don't want stuff rattling. You go in the woods to be quiet. You ain't gonna get nothing. So we'll probably use the UTG on this scope. That'll work. So that's where we'll probably lock it down. Cause that fits pretty good. So let me get my stuff together here and fill this thing up, which it came with 2,500. Yeah, 2,500 PSI. Now I like this gauge. If you notice, it's got PSI and bar. We're in the US. We work with PSI. We don't work with bar. So this one here has both, and I like that. So it's easy for me to tell what's in it. So we've got 2,500 in it right now. So we'll top that up to 3,600, and we'll I don't have a bipod on it, so I'll probably have to set up some pillows or something to shoot, but we'll try to do some chrony tests on this and see what we get. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, we are ready to do a chrony test. We're going to do 5 shots, and number 1 shot, .706. .669. .666. Oh my God, I don't like that number. .675. And .681. That is with a full of air, if I can get it out. Alright guys, we have showed you the chrony test, and Right here is the shots. That I did. 5-shot group. Grouped pretty good. Almost hole in hole until I had that flyer. But pretty accurate. I mean, the sheet tells the story, right? The other side tells something else though. Alright, let's talk about this gun. I have some dislikes and I have some likes. First and foremost, let's talk about this probe. I despise these probes. I wish I had the person who invented these things in front of me. I swear to God, I'd punch them in their throat. That's how bad I hate these son of a bitches. I've already had to replace the O-rings on this, brand new. And if I have to replace the O-rings on this every single time I use it, it's going to be too cost effective to have this gun. So, guys, please get away from these daggone field probes. I have 10 million of them here, and every one of them fits a different gun. And, you know, why complicate things? Just make it a quick connect and be done with it. You know, I don't understand why people think this is better. Whoever thinks these is better is a moron and deserves to have their throat punched. But anyway, that's the worst part about any of these guns. Not just this one, it's all of them. Stop using these damn field probes. So, I had to hold it in. It goes in. And I mean, it fits okay now, but before I couldn't get it to seal. So I had to hold it in order to fill it, because otherwise it wants to pop back out. That's not cool. Other than that, I really like this gun. Semi-automatic, that was the part that sold me on it. And the safety is backwards on this one also. Let me say something about those safeties. If you guys are determined for us guys to turn the old timers into air gun shooters, you're going to have to work with them. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. And if you've got an old timer that is saying, or down on air guns because of different reasons, whatever the reason may be, think about this. They don't want to learn a new way of doing things. They don't want to learn that forward is safe and backwards is fire. They want to stay the same, because guns all our lives have been forward is fire, back is safe. And I'm going to tell you, that's going to get somebody hurt one of these days. Do we want to wait until there's a statistic, somebody becomes a statistic before we finally do something about that problem? Safety is a big issue. And if it's confusing for somebody, and that is confusing, because every one of my guns, forward is fire, rear is safe, except for this one and the Challenger, and I believe my Element is too. No, bad China, bad. Straighten up. And I'm just telling it like it is. I'm never going to blow smoke up somebody's ass about these air rifles. If I see something wrong, I'm going to say it. But other than those two things, the fill probe and that safety, I love this gun. This thing is accurate, and it's a semi-automatic. That's what turned me towards this gun, is the fact that it was a semi-automatic. I didn't really know that it was semi-automatic until Pete told me the other night on the phone, and when he told me that, I about creamed in my jeans. But I shot 2 mags and lost about 800 to 1,000 psi. That's actually pretty decent. I could have probably got three mags out of it. And he was telling me about, he was telling me about this knob. I really don't see a problem with this knob. I don't have a problem with it. You only need to cock it once. You need to pull it back, put this clip in, and let it forward. Now, it is a little sluggish. It got jammed on me one time about right here. The bolt stopped right here, and I actually had to push it forward really hard to get it to go in. So, but then it only happened once. And I think it just needs a little working. The more you shoot it, the better it's going to get. And we'll just probably drop a little bit of gun oil down in there on the bolt, pull it out, and just put a drop or two on it and just work it back and forth, and that'll take care of that problem. So now let's talk about this Shroud. I think that there is a let's just go ahead and take this apart and see what we got. It's pretty quiet. Oh wow, that's interesting. Make sure we keep these in line with each other. Wow, they fit a lot of it in there. That means that barrel's really short. Wow. A lot of cones in that bad boy. Well, I can't get the last one out. Wow, there's a lot of cones in there. Is there any room for a barrel? Alright. So, here's what we've got. I don't understand what all this is. Oh, I bet you I see what it is. I bet you this is what actually works the bolt back and forth with this plunger. The air stripper, the air goes through the air stripper back through here and pushes that back. That's pretty interesting how that works. Let's see here. Yep. See here, that plunger works the bolt. It's actually pretty interesting. So let's put this back together, and we'll do a video on how to do that. So basically you just start off with your cone, stick that one in, and just keep stacking them in. So far we've got 3. 4, 5, 6, 7 cones, and then we've got 3 of these spring washers, and they will go in. And then we screw it back up on there. You want to make sure you're facing down with it so that they don't try to turn on you. I don't see any reason to need to put a external suppressor on it. This thing's actually really quiet. I don't know where anybody's getting that these things are noisy. I don't see it. This thing's quieter than my Challenger, and I believe it's even quieter than my Element that I gotta give up. So because I think I'm going to trade the Element for this one. I haven't paid for the Element yet because I haven't got my magazines for it, but I've got 2 magazines for this. This is semi-automatic. It's a no-brainer. Now let's talk about this scope. This is the UTG that we unboxed. 3x9x40. True Hunter classic rifle scope, 1" 2 mil dot reticle. All right, the scope works fine. As you can see with those groups, the scope's right on. Now I need to do a little bit of more adjustments on my, where'd I put that? I done lost my, here we go. I'm gonna need to move this here drone. I'm gonna break it. I had it up like that. I just need to bring it up a little bit more, but it's accurate. That scope is a nice scope. And it's small. The only issue I had with this, well, 2 issues. Number 1, I had to take these off. They're not spring loaded. They just rattle. And they don't have enough spring to them. But I don't want that flapping. And it was a little aggravating when I was trying to shoot, and I just took them off. This has nothing to do with the scope. This is a whole different situation. So don't blame the scope for these, because the scope's not the problem. However, the scope, when I went to go adjust this thing to zero it in, they have, and I left one of them on so you could see what I was talking about. Now this one here is not as bad, but around the, find something here to point with, around this here thing that you turn to adjust, there's actually a film of plastic that's laying on there, a protective plastic. This one's not bubbled like this one over here was. This one here was bubbled up, and I couldn't tell which way to go. I couldn't see the arrows or any of this stuff because it was all wavy. So when I went to go take it off, I had a heck of a time getting it off, and I was using this dental pick to try to get underneath of it and lift it out of there and get it the hell out of there. So I got to do the same thing to this side over here. And now this one's bubbled up right there, as you can see, and they're a little difficult to get off. They don't need that on there. It's a waste of money. And it's a devil to get off. And you got to do it without scratching your aluminum. I'll work on that later. But I just wanted to show you what we got here. We got this old plastic on there it's actually aggravating to try to get off. Because you can't see your numbers. But other than that, really nice scope. Lightweight, and it's perfect for this gun. And I mean, we're talking the difference between what I'm used to. I mean, you can see Now eventually I probably will take this and put it on here. I have another gun that I think I want to put this one on, that's coming. I just made a deal with somebody on my website. He asked me if I would be interested in trading for some parts that gun that I showed you a picture of earlier. It fills to 3,600 PSI, and as good as this thing's shooting right now, I don't see any reason to need to adjust this, the adjuster knob. And would I recommend this gun? Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. It's got rubber grip, which I like. I'm not real keen on these stocks because of that. I don't like that. So I'm going to have to modify this stock so that it can't do that. It should have had a set screw in here, but it doesn't. AEA, if you're watching and you really value my opinion, take care of that. Just put a set screw in there so that once you've got this adjusted where you want, you can tighten that set screw up and it'll tighten it and it won't move. I did that on my other ones. And I'll show you what I mean. Now this one here is a little ugly because it's brass and it's a little long, but that's what I had available to me. But you can see this one doesn't move because I put a set screw in it. I just drilled and tapped it and put a long set screw in it, which I don't know what I had that for. I already had it made or something, but anyway, so other than the fill probe and the safety, you're going to want this gun. The new guys who aren't used to safeties being one way, that's fine for them. But remember who's teaching the younger generation, the old timers, the people who are down on air rifles. If you don't want them to be down on air rifles, keep it a constant, because old timers consider these BB guns. But when you go changing safeties, they're not going to like that. And I'm going to be hard pressed to sell this to somebody with the safety the way it is if I'm trying to convert an old timer firearm guy into an air rifle guy. They're not going to like that. And take care of that probe. I don't like them probes. I wish everybody would get the hell away from them things. So we'll do a review on this scope here in another video. And I really like these. Yeah, I'm a sea life kind of guy. So anyway, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I need to cover on this rifle. This would be a good short range hunter or a plinker. I don't see this getting out there to no 100 yards simply because the barrel's so short. Now you can't prove it by me because I haven't tested it yet. If I see that it will do 100 yards accurately without a big spread, then I'll revise this. But for now, pellets moving around in that clip. The clip takes a little bit of getting used to. there's a certain spot that you have to get to before you put the first pellet in backwards, and I'm used to taking the thing all the way, but when you go all the way, it's not the full hole for the pellet, and you kind of can't get it in there. And then I realized later that if I just take it the whole way and then back it back just a hair, then the hole's open, it'll drop right in. So it takes a little getting used to on that clip, but yeah, this is a good gun. It's lightweight, and if you hold on a minute, I'll go get my scale and we'll weigh it. Alright, with the scope, UTG 3x9x40, and the clip, well, if I can get it to set straight, we're talking 6 pounds, 8.9 ounces. Alright, then I'm not going to do a trigger test on this thing. It is a hard trigger. Matter of fact, let me set up and we'll do a trigger test. Alright guys, now let's do the trigger pull test. £4, 11.2 ounces. Trigger pull 2. £5, 6.5 ounces. £5, 10.2 ounces. And let's do a fourth one. £5, 5.1 ounces. So there you have my review on the AEA HP SS 30 Plus, which is what this one is. And I hope y'all get one. It's nice. It's a nice gun. It also has the folding stock, which I don't like. I'm not a stock folding kind of guy. But it is what it is. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.